It's 2 for 1 Jack, splat, just like that. Bringing you tons of information, that's where he's at. He goes around town covering topics you'd like to know. Well, that's what you get when you tune in to the 2 for 1 Jack Show.
What? Yeah, got y'all laughing, right? You feel me? Alright, I don't want to do that one. No justice!
Police!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
Alright, y'all. Give yourself a round of applause. I am Jen from the Party of Socialism and Liberation, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I see some familiar faces from the other marches and rallies we've been to. See some familiar faces from last weekend. So thank you once again for coming out. So we were here last weekend to free all the political prisoners. We are here today because that attack on the movement has not stopped. So today we are here to get those charges dropped for all of those that are a part of this movement. We have a great lineup of speakers, so if we could give them all a round of applause, give them all this great energy that I really have. All the anger, all the hate, all the emotions, I need them to come out while we're up here speaking, while we're out here chanting, because this does not stop today. It doesn't stop tomorrow. It won't stop next year. It won't stop for your kids. It won't stop until we, the people, make these changes. So the first speaker I have today, I have Nina from PSL. Nina, if you want to come up, give her a round of applause, y'all. Hi, y'all. I'm sorry, my ADHD got distracted by that. Hey, y'all, what's up? My name's Mina. I'm with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And we all know why we're here today. Power to the people.
All power to the people!
Power to the people.
All power to the people!
I said power to the people.
All power to the people!
I'm gonna start with this first question. Are y'all tired?
No!
Hit me with it one more time. Are y'all tired?
No!
Absolutely not. And D.I. Davion, if you happen to see this, I hope you know we're not tired. You won't stop us. You can do everything in your power. You can work overtime to continue to oppress our people, imprison our organizers, but we will not stop fighting. All right. Though our friends and comrades have escaped the enemy's dungeon, they are still facing ludicrous, trumped-up charges, as are many others. September 17th, the pigs into the Denver area arrested anti-racist organizers responsible for large-scale peaceful protests over the past few months here in Denver. They were arrested in outrageous, intimidating ways. These individuals were charged with multiple felony charges and even the bizarre charge of kidnapping, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is an obvious frame-up aimed at stopping the movement for justice for Elijah McClain and many others who have been slain in our streets by these killer cops. D.A. Dave Young is working overtime to derail the people's movement, oppress the BIPOC community, and incarcerate those who are fighting for what's right. I can't imagine working overtime to be racist than working just a regular amount of time to do your fucking job. You can try to stop us, you can try to silence us, but Dave, the near 1,000 people who showed up last March have shown us that this movement's not going anywhere and it will not be stopped. We are empowered. We are fired up. And in light of everything that just happened with Breonna Taylor's case, I need y'all to go even harder. We will not be silenced anymore. Now, I usually prepare a speech and I read it off my phone, but today I just wanna talk to y'all. I kind of want to prepare y'all for war. Not necessarily a fighting war, but a mental war. We are constantly mentally fighting the oppression and the chains that our system has placed upon us. It is our turn to break these. Our system is working exactly how it was meant to. I know that's been said before, I'm not the first person to say it. This system has not been changed since our police officers were slave catchers, and they are still slave catchers to this point. This fight is so important, especially when we consider dropping the charges on political prisoners, because this could have been any one of us. Anybody. They could have taken any one of us and put them behind bars in what they call correctional facilities, where they really just treat people like animals. After hearing the horrors that these people went through, my heart goes out for those who are still behind bars, who have spent decades behind bars, fighting for what's right. Now, I was just at the March for Black Women, and I listened to some of the most powerful, beautiful, strong women speak their truth. I need a big round of applause for that, because they really said their shit. Black women have a way of really telling people how it is, and that has inspired me my entire life. I was inspired by my mother. I was inspired by my grandmother. I'm inspired by every single Black woman I see here today fighting. Even though the world has tried so hard to scare us and deter us from doing what is right. We will be victorious. Say it.
We will be victorious.
We will not get tired.
We will not get tired.
We will not be scared.
We will not be scared.
We will continue to fight.
We will continue to fight.
And we will not back down.
And we will not back down.
We will only get louder.
We will only get louder.
And God damn it, you're gonna hear us.
And God damn it, you're gonna hear us.
I love that energy on that last one. In light of Breonna Taylor's verdict, my heart is heavy because as a Black woman fighting for those who have been victim to police brutality, I continue to be disappointed not only by our racist system, but the broken promises made by those who said they would be here for us, standing with us and supporting us. So I don't want you guys to let people off the hook who have claimed to be here but are not here today. All of you that are here fighting for us, I need you to encourage those that their voice matters. We the people have the power to change the world. And I just want to do a quick shout out for the 3 comrades that were arrested, because I do feel very passionately about them. I started marching for Black rights. Even right now, we are watching a Black man be arrested. This is happening right now, live streams. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Even right now, we are continuing. While we're fighting for what's right, we are continuing to be oppressed. This is the exact point that I'm making. They will try to scare us, they will try to deter us, they will try to tear us down, but we cannot let them. We have to rise. We have to continue to uplift the voices of our people of color and listen to them when they speak. Listen to their struggle, see their struggle. Be there for them, fight for them. We will be victorious. We the people have more power than we know. And I need you guys to feel that. I need you to tell your friends. I need you to tell your family. I need you to tell the government that we are here and we will be seen. You will not deter us from fighting for what's right. You will not arrest any more of our Black men and women. You will not kill any more of our Black men and women senselessly. These are human rights. At the end of this, we have to remember what we're here for. And what we're here for is to support those who are fighting for what's right and continue to be attacked by DA Dave Young. He's the real criminal. The police are the real criminal. We will not let them victimize us anymore and make us look like we are doing what's wrong. Because at the end of the day, we know we're right. You know we're right, and you will do everything in your power to treat us like we're doing wrong. I'm a PSL member, but I'm a black woman first. And I want to thank these organizations for giving these people of color a platform to speak on, a place for their voices to be heard, in a safe space where they can be supported. So we have to fight for those political prisoners that fight for us. Drop the charges. Free them all! Thank you.
Give it up for Mina, y'all. I also want to hear a big round of applause for our two comrades, Lil and Eliza, who are here. I want y'all to scream. They are part of the reason why we are here today. Don't forget that. We still have all of our comrades, our friends, our allies, are still a part of this cruel and fucked up system that we're in. Okay, so don't forget that. We're still here fighting for all of the people who are victim of police brutality. This is just bad shit on the anti-racist movement. Don't let the things that are happening in these streets deter us from getting out there marching. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit, right? So, our next speaker we have is Josh Downey from the Denver Area Labor Federation. Give him a round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, sisters, brothers, and siblings. My name is Josh Downey. I'm the president of the Denver Area Labor Federation. I'm here to say, on behalf of the 114 local unions in the Denver metro area and the 90,000 union members, we stand with you. We stand with you because we know the fight against racism is also the fight against fascism. And we proudly say, Black Lives Matter. We stand with you because we know, in order to have economic justice, we must have racial justice. We know that an economy that was built, an oppressive economy, it was built on the backs of free black labor, and now exploiting black and brown labor is not justice. And we know we cannot build a just economy, we cannot end racism with a broken criminal justice system. And friends, I just want to say, I want to call it out. The bullshit that D.A. Young is pulling is fascism. 104 years ago in Colorado, in Ludlow, Colorado, there were striking mine workers. And the National Guard was called in. When the National Guard was called in to fire indiscriminately at protesters, a train conductor pulled his train in front of those National Guardsmen. According to D.A. Young's logic, that train conductor would be a felon. That's not justice. According to D.A. Young's logic, when teachers were striking 2 years ago for better pay and better wages, when they surrounded their schools, those school administrators could have called him and he would have charged them with a felony. That's not justice. Friends, we have a rich history in labor of being at the tip of the spear when it came to racial and economic justice. We also, unfortunately, have a checkered past, right? I am here to say I am here to say, on behalf of our 90,000 union members, we will do better, we will show up, we will fight with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for calling us into this fight. We are there for you. Thank you.
Give it up for Josh, y'all. When Black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's what I'm talking about, okay? Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Y'all still out here, right? You still pissed off? You're still angry? You still ready to fight, right? Okay, so our next speaker is, let me get that, sorry. We have Luke, Joel's brother. Luke. Oh, there you are. Give him a round of applause, y'all.
Thanks. I wrote down my speech because after 4 concussions I can't remember shit, so that's alright. So many of you don't know me, my name's Luke Northam. I'm not Joel Northam. Joel Northam is much taller, a little bit larger than I am. But a lot of you know who he is. He's one of the leading organizers for the PSL movement. Recently he's been organizing protests in Aurora, Colorado, demanding the dismissal and prosecution of Nathan Woodyard, Jason Rosenblatt, and Randy Rojima, who were the 3 officers who murdered Elijah McClain. On September 17th, the SWAT team showed up at Joel's apartment and demanded he come out or they'd break down the door by force. Joel's lawyers, he was on the phone with them at the time, they advised that they show him the warrant before he take any action, and they refused to do so. Joel was abducted by the Denver Police Department and was illegally detained for a week before he even got a bond hearing. Meanwhile, the cops who killed Elijah McClain and Breonna Taylor are freely patrolling our streets. This is what qualifies, exactly. This is what qualifies as justice in America. It's sad that in our country it's so racist that protesting racism is a crime, and murder is nothing more than collateral damage. So we all know what comes next. The next step for the DA is to demonize and assassinate the character of the great people who are doing nothing but speaking up against this police brutality. So recently, my mother and my brother my older brother Adam, they've been speaking at PSL rallies, talking about the character of Joel. He's incredibly smart, read Rousseau at a really young age. I don't know exactly, I was younger. He's a musical prodigy. He can pretty much play any tune that comes to his head. He taught himself multiple instruments. One of the things I want to talk about is my experience with my brother Joel. A lot of people don't know this about him, but Joel's also the captain of our football team when I was a senior, or when he was a senior in high school. I was a sophomore. We weren't very good. We actually lost every game the year before that, so we were actually a terrible football team. But Joel actually, in our senior year, Joel led us to our first victory, breaking our 19-game losing streak. So my experience with my brother is that he's not just caring, he's not just compassionate, he's not just a genius, he's also a leader, which most of you know. And like I followed him on the football field, I'm following him now. My only regret is that I'm a little bit late to the party. And so going back to my mother and my brother's speeches, they said it best. They've messed with the wrong family. And I'm not talking about the Northams. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about everyone who's had enough of the inequalities and the injustices that have plagued people of color and the entire working class. I'm talking about all of us who have struggled to pay rent and put food on the table, while the wealthy collect the fruits of our labor. I'm talking about my LGBTQ brothers and sisters who are afraid to hold hands in public for fear of violence against them. I'm talking all the black folks.
We'll get started in just a moment here, but I want to talk a little bit about the march and why we have cultivated this space. We really kind of power.
People power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
Kind of power.
People power.
All right, y'all. I am Jen. I am an organizer for the Party of Socialism and Liberation. We want to thank you all for showing up here, for showing up for our comrades, showing up for everyone who supports this movement. Yes, give yourself a round of applause. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming out on a Saturday and dealing with us on all of these issues. We have a great lineup of speakers here during the entire march. So the more energy, the more vibes, everything. We got to show our comrades who are sitting in jail that we are out here fighting for them. I want to hear screaming. I want to hear noise. I want it all from each and every one of you out here with us. Okay. So next up, we have Maritza, my comrade for Party for Socialism and Liberation. And thank y'all so much for showing up for our people.
All right, hey everybody. Man, it's so great to see so many folks turn up today. I think we have, nearly 300 people out right now, and we're really just getting started. So y'all can start off by giving yourselves a round of applause for being here. So I just want to start out by saying that the family, friends, and comrades of those still in jail, who are Lillian House, Eliza Lucero, and Joel Northam, want all of us to know that these organizers, these people who are locked up right now, that have played such an important role in organizing large and sustained and peaceful protests during the national uprising against racism, they are still in jail, but they are with us. They are with us and their spirits are high. They know we are doing all that we can to get them back out here so that they can be here with us where they belong. So it was this past Thursday that the Denver Police Department arrested these and other anti-racist organizers in a coordinated assault with the Aurora Police Department and Arapahoe and Adams County courts. They arrested organizers within hours of each other while they were shopping, driving, and in their own homes. And right now, the organizers who are arrested are being held on what are clearly trumped up, ludicrous felony charges, including the bizarre charge of kidnapping. So we are here today to demand their immediate release, and that all of the charges against them be dropped. Because we know that these organizers have committed no crime. It is DPD and APD that are the criminals here. And it is District Attorney Daniel Young who has refused to prosecute the police who murdered Elijah McClain, who is criminal. The anti-racist organizers who have been arrested have been targeted because they are political organizers, because they have organized large Black Lives Matter protests, because they have played a lead role here in Denver in the movement during the uprising that started in May with the murder of George Floyd. That is why they are being targeted. It's because of the work. It's because of their leadership in this movement. It is because these organizers have been here with y'all, with the people, consistently since the uprising began, demanding justice and an end to the war on Black America. That's why they're locked up. So this attack on the Denver anti-racist movement and the PSL is a part of a concerted national assault on the Black Lives Matter movement, an attack driven from the White House, the governor's mansions, and from local police and police departments around the country. The type of repression that we're seeing here in Denver is now being used in an effort to put down one of the largest protest movements in U.S. history. And that movement is being attacked because it its aim is to expose the brutality of the police, because it is aimed at exposing the crimes of the racist, capitalist system for the world to see, because it is demanding justice for all victims of police brutality. And so we know that every social movement in the past has faced such repression, and we will stand up to face it again. We will not be deterred. We will not be defeated. We will not stop fighting. We will not be afraid, because the anti-racist movement is a just movement, and it is an essential movement, and it is a growing movement. And the organizers who have been arrested could have been any of us, and that is why we all must stand together. They have committed no crimes, but only devoted themselves to the struggle for justice. That is again why they have been targeted and rounded up, because they dared to struggle, to fight back. And that's why we're here today, to demand that they be freed and the charges against them be dropped, and we will be successful in that struggle. They will be freed, and the anti-racist movement will continue to grow, because we stand here together. Thank you.
All right, let's give it a round of applause to our comrade Maritza. One more time, y'all. When Black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When activist lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That is what I'm talking about. Next up here, we have Lindsay Mentor, a longtime organizer in this movement. Y'all need to give a big round of applause up for Lindsay.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Man, it's been an interesting week, hasn't it? Yeah. So just like she said, what do? We stand up, we fight back. I want to call out Phil Weiser. We voted for you, Mr. Weiser. This is happening in your state, Mr. Weiser. You came to my house and had a conversation with me on my porch, Mr. Weiser, when you were running for office, and you said that this stuff would not happen. And what are we here? It's happened. Chief Wilson, all through the uprising and us making noise for Elijah McClain, Chief Wilson talked about building bridges. She talked about reaching out to community leaders. Is this how you reach out to community leaders? Is this how you reach out to community leaders? Y'all, it's a time. Like, we've had promises made and broken, and promises made and broken, and it's time to not only be in the streets protesting, but getting into that voter box and demanding that our elected officials keep their promises. Because I am tired of broken promises. And I'm one of those people that will get in, run for office possibly, do whatever I have to do to make sure that we have people that are for the people making decisions about the people. In 1969, Black Panther Party leaders were targeted and neutralized by being assassinated, imprisoned, publicly humiliated, and falsely charged with crimes. Kidnapping, y'all? That's an embarrassment. You are purposely trying to embarrass the leaders of this movement. You are purposely trying to ruin their futures, make them not eligible for jobs, and hold them in jail unjustly. This is false. We are innocent. Nobody kidnapped anybody. You have to move people 3 feet to be kidnapped. Being assassinated, imprisoned, publicly humiliated, and falsely charged with crimes. Kidnapping, y'all? That's an embarrassment. You are purposely trying to embarrass the leaders of this movement. You are purposely trying to ruin their futures, make them not eligible for jobs, and hold them in jail unjustly. This is false. We are innocent. Nobody kidnapped anybody. You have to move people 3 feet to be kidnapped. Nobody moved anybody 3 feet or false imprisoned anybody for 3 feet Nobody put hands on 3 feet. I know I was there. I didn't touch nobody. Listen. You know, the crowd is a little bit smaller than I expected, and I'm going to speak on that for a second, because the fear that these arrests have put in the hearts of regular people who have 9-to-5 jobs, regular people who are just joining the movement and afraid to stand up. And I want to say to those people, don't be scared. Don't let them scare you. This is not the time for fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's false evidence appearing real. We don't have time for fear. We have to take this time, and the time is now for us to move and change the world. We're changing the world. How is it that people protesting murder of Elijah McClain are arrested, but the killer cops that killed Elijah McClain are at home in their beds with their money and still being paid? This is hypocritical. You can't say that you believe in law and order and not actually believe in law and order. So if we're following the laws and we're charging people with crimes, you need to do it even-handedly across the board, whether you're right wing or left wing, whether you're Republican or a Democrat. Everybody needs to be charged equally, correct? Yeah. So what are we here watching? We're watching 1969 COINTELPRO repeat itself. History is repeating itself. And we already went down this road. So we're going to stop this road, we're going to navigate it, and we're going to change it. Because obviously what was changed in the past didn't stay, and we have to make the laws stronger, and we have to fight for the people, or we have to create a government where the people have a voice. And that might be a new government. Listen. That might be a new government. And I know that people are afraid because William Barr is in the White House talking about he's going to charge people with sedition. Sedition, really? This land is stolen land in the first place. Yeah. We are visitors in a country that does not belong to us. And some of us weren't even visitors, to real talk. We were forced to be here. So we're going to make this stuff work for everybody. And you can't make the laws work for some people and not all, and expect us to settle for that. There's too many of us. There's more of us than there is of the people who are in charge. So we need to remember that at all times. Everybody else who's speaking up, they're going to harass you. They're going to come. They're going to try to get you to snitch, because that's how COINTELPRO works. And it's serious. They're going to try to get your phones, so hide your phones or encrypt your phones. And I'm not trying to spread fear, but the tactics that the police are using right now are COINTELPRO tactics. Interrogate people, charge them with 15, 23 crimes, and expect them to plead to one. We're not pleading to anything. Listen, we are completely innocent. At no point were these charges justified. We are innocent. Drop the charges. Drop the charges. Say, drop the charges.
Drop the charges.
Drop the charges.
Drop the charges.
Free our comrades.
Free our comrades.
Because this is just a media blitz. And I appreciate the media for keeping some of us safe. I just have to say that. Because when your cameras are watching, they can't do the stuff in the light in front of the people. It's what's done in the dark. But what's done in the dark will come to light. What's done in the dark, what's done in your secret boardrooms, what's done in your secret meetings, it will come to light. And we're shedding light. We are a force of light. We are light against the darkness. Some of y'all want to be darkness against the darkness. I'm cool with that. But we are light against the darkness, and we're going to elevate and illuminate all of these things that are being done. Last but not least, well, second to last but not least, there's a quote, but I'm going to modify and remix it. And it says, first they came for the socialists. Look at all my brothers and sisters over here. Look at who they chose to arrest, the socialists. Regardless of what your political beliefs are, and who you stand for, and who you support, they came for the socialists, and nobody stood up. We are standing up, correct. We're here, we're standing up. We're not going to let this repeat. Then they came for the trade unionists, and we've seen all the stuff going on with the school boards and, you know, the working class people, and they'll come for them, you know, in the future and say, oh, you guys don't deserve 12 bucks an hour or 15 bucks an hour or a living wage, period, in Colorado, in the mile high income city, as Brother Jeff would say. And we're going to stand up for them too. They came for the Jews, LGBTQIAP, the Hispanics, and the immigrants, and we're standing up for them too. We have been standing up for them all summer. We will not leave anybody out of this movement for lives, for black lives. It's inclusive. It's not exclusive like some people would like to say. We're not the ones calling the division. The Aurora Police, the Arapahoe County DA, the Adams County DA, Dave Young, a murderer, you know, they're all causing division, and we're trying to bring everybody together. So, when they come for you, and when they come for me, who's going to be left? I want you guys to say that we're going to be here. I'm going to stand up. So, say stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up.
I'm here to stand up.
I'm here to stand up.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Arrest the killers of Elijah McClain.
Arrest the killers of Elijah McClain.
Arrest the killers of Nacelli's Carter.
Arrest the killers of Nacelli's Carter.
Where is Lashaya Stein?
Where is Lashaya Stein?
It took you guys 8 days to look for this little girl. And you guys know that it takes 48 hours to have the leads. Where is Lashaya Stein?
Where is Lashaya Stein?
Y'all, this government, woo, this government is failing us. So we have to stand up. So I just want to say, it is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
This isn't the end of the speaking program, so we're not going to repeat that, but I just want y'all to feel that energy and keep it in the back of your mind, because it is our duty to fight for our freedom, and it is our duty to win, and we must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Give it up one more time for Lindsay, y'all. Louder! I need to hear louder! That's what I'm talking about. Next up, we have our friend Keezy from the Black Lives Matter. Give it up for our friend Keezy. Oh, this crowd is bigger than I thought. First, can I have a conversation with y'all, though? Like, I don't want to just talk at y'all. Let's have a conversation. Am I the only one who is pissed? No. Am I the only one who is scared? No. But am I the only one who knows history? No. Okay, so we know what they're trying to do, right? Yes. They want to silence all of us, right? Yes. We won't let them do that, right? No. At the next demonstration, the crowd will be 3 times bigger than this, right? Yes. Because we're not scared. No. So I want to touch on COINTELPRO again, because it was effective in the 60s and the 70s, right? But we live in 2020 and we have all of the resources we need at our fingertips, right? Yeah. So we won't let it be successful this time, right? No. I'm not convinced. We won't let it be successful this time, right? No. Okay, I guess. I don't really believe y'all. We won't let this be successful this time, right? No. We won't. So we have to do it.
Told us not to be here, told us to keep our mouths closed, but we will not be silenced. That's what they want. Let's talk about what this is. 10 days ago, the police launched a coordinated attack that they hoped would silence their political opposition. They arrested us not because we committed any crimes. We all know that is utter garbage, okay? They arrested us
Because the movement that we've been building, demanding justice for Elijah McClain, demanding an end to racist police terror, they haven't seen anything like this in Aurora. They don't know what they're dealing with. They don't like it. They want it to stop. DA Dave Young wants it to stop. That's why DA Dave Young hit us with multiple felony charges. Kidnapping. Who was kidnapped? They targeted some of our leaders to scare us and to scare all of you. Every single thing about this was calculated and orchestrated to induce the maximum amount of fear. Okay? We are facing decades in prison. Decades in prison. They rolled up on me with a fleet of squad cars. They rolled up on Joel with a tank. They grabbed Eliza from her home and surrounded her husband. They locked us in jail, denying our right to see a judge for 8 days. For 8 days. That is completely illegal. In COVID, during a pandemic, 23 hours and more a day on lockdown in a cell with nothing. And that's what they're all going through. But we will not stop. Okay? When I said that they haven't seen anything like this before, they have not seen anything like this before. They don't know who we are. They miscalculated when they came for us because we are not weaker. We are stronger now. When y'all came out last Saturday, we heard you. Where's Nina? I heard Nina's voice. And they had us on full lockdown, okay? So I'm talking thick glass and thick glass and thick glass and walls, and I heard you. And I want you to know that this is what gives us the courage to keep going and to be here today and to drive home, not knowing if they'll roll on us again, not knowing if they'll send us back there. This is a demonstration of what it means to build a movement that can sustain. That's right. Solidarity is what will determine if we can go the distance. All right, now I'm going to try not to cry, but I need y'all to hear this.
We got you, babe! Love you!
All right. My girl Eliza right here. Eliza and I were placed in a women's unit along. This is not special. This happens to every woman in there, okay?
Oh, you're true.
More than 23 hours a day in a 14-by-7 cell. There are not enough books. It is extremely hard to get your hands on a book. There's no TV. There's no radio. If your cellmate's been through it, she knows how to sleep 20 hours a day. It is basically solitary confinement. We were in a cell, in a pod with people who are COVID exposed. They don't give you soap in your cell. If you don't have toiletries, you're not going to shower. Because guess what? You know what they give you? Only disinfectant soap. Only disinfectant soap. And you have to decide with your 40 minutes or sometimes 25 minutes. Are you going to call your family? Are you going to hear a human voice? Are you going to find out what's going on with your case? Are you going to ask what the fuck is happening? Are you going to shower? You're not going to shower if you only have 40 minutes. You're not going to shower. Okay?
Yeah!
The guards, when you ask a basic question, they treat you like an animal, like a stupid animal. Okay? And we had no idea how long we were going to be in there because that was not legal. We weren't sentenced. That wasn't a sentence. Okay? We were in there under the custody of the very people we've been challenging. We had no information. We had no idea how long it would go on. We knew that now that we were in their grip, they were going to punish us, and we did not know how far they would go, and the only thing that stopped them was this incredible team behind us, watching everything we did. everything. Thank you, Elizabeth Epps. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Mari. Thank you to my beautiful comrades. We got a region of people here. Thank you to all of you. But I cannot describe, I cannot make you understand how terrifying and dehumanizing and degrading that experience was. And this, I have another warrant than her, okay? So I was scared I was gonna be in there, they were gonna bond her out, but I wasn't gonna ask her anything. I found out that this girl told our lawyer that if they set her bond before mine, that nobody better pay that because she will not leave me in there on my own. Now that is solidarity that is hard as steel, okay? That is the kind of solidarity that will lead us to victory. When we stand for each other, when we stand for Elijah McClain and Elijah McClain's family, we stand for all of each other, knowing that we may face repression, knowing that we may lose our freedom. That is a force to be reckoned with. And I'm telling you, we need that force still because we still have felonies over our heads, okay? We need you with us. We need you behind us. And we have not forgotten that we still need justice for Elijah McClain. And we need justice for every person in there who is still in those horrible, degrading conditions. There are 2.3 million people behind bars in this country, and some 40 or 50,000 more in ICE custody. It is so degrading and dehumanizing, and the punishment goes so far beyond your sentence. People are losing their homes, their children, their jobs, their whole lives, everything. And the only way that this ends is with solidarity. It's the only way. Solidarity, I mean the commitment to fight for each other, no matter what the risks are, until every last one of us is free.
Free them all!
Like we know that the oppressor is strong, okay? We know that this system is formidable. But we know that our determination is so much greater than our fear. And our solidarity is so much greater than their repression. And I've never felt more confident that we have what it takes to go the distance. We will win. We will win. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
That's right.
Clap it up. If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
I said if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
that's what I'm talking about, y'all. All right, so the next person we have speaking is Comrade Nate for the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Give it up for Nate, y'all.
All right, thank you everyone for coming out. Give it up for yourselves. So today, we are here in a struggle that has been going on for decades on decades. This is the same fight our comrades before us fought. Comrades like George Jackson and Assata Shakur. And so many more. Revolutionaries around the world have been fighting against the same rotten, racist, capitalist, imperialist system that has murdered Elijah McClain and imprisoned our comrades. Comrades from all over the world From Morocco, Tunisia, Nepal, Bangladesh, Italy, Spain, Brazil, Argentina, Ghana, South Africa, and so many more have expressed their solidarity with the anti-racist movement in Denver. So we've seen the same love and support on the streets of Denver and Aurora. We've seen the thousands of people, workers and families, streaming out into the streets and sidewalks to support our rallies, honking their horns and raising their fists to show that they are with us. We know they locked up our leaders in order to sow fear in our community, to discourage people like us from demanding justice, and to stop us from rising up together against oppression. But we're here today to show that's not going to happen. So for our people, we fight. For every oppressed person, we fight. For those who can't be here today, we fight. We fight together because we know we are stronger than any system that oppresses us. The police think their actions will quiet this movement, but in reality, their repression will only breed resistance. And if there's anything that I know about this community, is that we can resist. We have shown time and time again that we are greater than our oppressors. They fear us and tremble at our unity. They fear our courage and they fear our power. Our power cannot be denied from us. It exists because we are unified from Aurora to Denver to Minneapolis to DC to Portland to Louisville and all around the world. They will never know what it's like to have this kind of solidarity. Comrades, we will dare to struggle. We will dare to fight. We will challenge fascism and racism at every turn. And we will dare to win. Now I want to hear y'all say it. When I say power to the people, you say all power to the people. Power to the people.
All power to the people.
Power to the people.
All power to the people.
Power to the people.
All power to the people.
Thank you.
Give it up for Nate one more time, y'all. Up next, we have Mary Newman, a civil rights attorney, and with her, we have Ms. Shaheen McLean, Elijah McLean's mom. So please, y'all, give it up one more time for these ladies.
Hello everyone, my name is Mari Newman. I'm a civil rights lawyer representing a lot of families who are impacted by law enforcement violence, including my friend and client, Ms. Shaheen McLean. And first and foremost, I want to say, you all know Shaheen has made a commitment that she is not going to speak until those who are responsible for murdering her son are prosecuted and imprisoned. And she stands by that. But I know I speak not just for the McLean family, but also for the legal team when I thank all of you, when I thank every single peaceful protester who has come out, who has spoken out against police brutality, against tyranny, against racism, and in support of justice for Elijah McLean. You are making this movement happen, and you don't have to wonder about it. If it weren't such a big deal, if it weren't so important, they wouldn't be going after you. It is because of this protest movement that Colorado was able to pass the most comprehensive police reform bill in the entire country. I thank you for that. I I thank Shaneen for that, for coming and speaking at the Colorado Legislature, in front of the House, in front of the Senate, on these Capitol steps at her own peril. While she's got the haters hating on her, she is standing up for her rights, she is standing up for justice for her son, and she is standing up for all of our rights. And if it weren't for all of you, our Attorney General would not have the power and would not be doing a pattern and practice investigation on the brutal racism of the Aurora Police Department, but because of you, they are. And if it were not because of all of you, the Attorney General would not now be investigating to bring criminal charges and hopefully convict the killers of Elijah McClain. So I want to be very clear, both the family of Elijah McClain and his legal team support and stand up for the rights of all peaceful protesters, and we absolutely condemn the politicized, retaliatory arrests and charges that are being brought against peaceful, nonviolent protesters who are organizing to stand up for all of our rights. They are doing it to chill your First Amendment rights. There are police gathering around us as we speak. I understand that there are haters behind us who are trying to make people nervous. And I want to tell you, it's because what you're doing works, and keep on doing it. We will not be silent. We will not be silent. We will not be silenced. We will not be silenced. Thank you very much.
Give it up one more time for Mari and Miss Shaheen, please, y'all. Okay, we have our final speaker. We have Miss Elizabeth Epps. Yes.
Good afternoon, y'all. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for abolition. I hope you agree. It's a beautiful day to be black.
It's 2 for 1 Jack, splat, just like that. Bringing you tons of information, that's where he's at. He goes around town covering topics you'd like to know. Well, that's what you get when you tune in to the 2 for 1 Jack Show.